Look how clean that is. You see that?
That is really clean. Fung is an NYC-based alternative indie pop artist originally from Malaysia. Her music ranges from lo-fi, chill, sad, hour music to upbeat, feel-good tunes with lyricism that often touches on love, self-worth, and loneliness.
Oh, hit the last word.
Okay, so I brought you a present.
Okay.
You can open the basket.
Oh, it's gone. Oh my God, there's 3.
Yeah. You know, I just assumed that you're gonna be really hungry.
Unboxing.
Okay, so you can eat it as we go. Okay, so first question. What's your obsession with corn? Like, how did this start?
Okay, so I'm from Malaysia, but I lived in Southeast Asia my whole life. And in McDonald's, we have corn in the cup. Just corn in the cup with butter. And I ate that when I was like 6. And then I fell in love. And it was like sweet. And like it popped in my mouth. And I was like, what is this? And then also when you go on road trips in Malaysia, in the street, like the rest stops, they have also like corn in the cup, but way better than McDonald's. And I would eat it all the time. And then it just kept going. And then, yeah, it's kind of my like comfort food.
So how does like the one that you would get on road trips compare to this? You know?
This one's pretty good.
Okay.
Naturally sweet.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's not naturally sweet though, because I added sugar to the
You're
pot
just
when I
like, you're just like, but the ones was like more like scoopable, but this one's very good, and it's I feel more healthy because there's
You
like
feel
not
healthy.
there's not like 10 spoons of butter in it, so I appreciate.
Well, we don't know that. I also put like Adderall.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't be eating it.
No, it's fine. All corn can be traced back to wild grass called teosinte in Mexico. Corn became popular abroad because of conquest by Spaniards. Do you think that their conquest for God, glory, and gold was worth the fact that today you get to eat corn?
God, that's a deep question. I don't think so. To be honest, no. I don't think the conquest was worth. I'm going to Mexico in March.
So you're gonna be like a conquistador?
No, I'm more of a stoic.
You're really into that.
I'm not doing that. Please don't at me at that. But I'm there to just eat corn and discover corn.
Actually, that's wild. Because I'll have you do it later. It's fine. Like, these are the final corn questions for you. What's better, no char or a deep char on your corn? And there's no, like, middle ground. It's either you get char or you don't get char.
Char.
On every single one? Like, a deep char.
Yes. I think it...
Like, it's like a carcinogen at that point. Like, when you're eating it every time, your, like, lung cancer risk increases by, like, 3%.
I'm gonna risk that for the flavor.
Okay.
The flavor, like, releases, and it like, showcases a different profile that you'd have never expected.
Oh. If you didn't have butter, what condiment would you eat corn with?
What do they put in elote? Like the cheese? Yeah.
And what do you think the national sweet corn eating record is?
What's the time?
12 minutes. How many ears per 12 minutes?
95?
You were acting.
Yeah, 95?
That's really high.
75?
Yo, you're really close.
What is it?
78, I
Oof,
think.
that's very tough.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I was wrong. It's 61. I was overhyping it. But do you think you could beat that?
No.
No?
How
many do you think you could... I mean, you could test it out right now. Like, what's the, like, ratio?
Row? I don't want to do the whole thing. I'll just do a row.
Okay, 11-4.
Look how clean that is. You see that?
That is really clean.
With Palatable Palettes, we will be auctioning off the art created by the guest and will give half of the proceeds to a community fridge or food bank in New York City.
Take these supplies.
Okay.
And we have a sketchbook for you.
Aww.
You're gonna draw what you hope or believe the future holds for you, and I'll be asking interview questions. So I thought your music video for Seeking for Connection was wonderfully made. What was the process for filming it?
So I did that video in Chicago. It was based on like our friendship and just like the ups and downs of it.
Wait, really?
And the song was kind of about I moved a lot, so it's very difficult for me to make friendships, and I sometimes like fixate and like maybe sometimes like with friendships when I make one because I want to keep it so bad. So it's me when I find that person who I'm very good friends with now. When we first became friends, I was like doubting the friendship, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was this incident that happened, and I like was doubting everything. But then it's just me like exacerbating the idea when I was, especially in the city, I was trying to seek friendship and connection. And then the video, I based it on like the cups and the string thing.
Yeah.
And you can't see them directly, but you can like still talk to them and like create connection. And it was me kind of the whole video is me trying to find the other person at the end of the line. But in that video, there's no person at the end of the line. I decided to cut the connection off and kind of me going through the process of like letting go of a friendship when it doesn't work and me still trying to find connection. So
is that why in the video it splits the screen with the tape?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And how I'm like cutting the connection away.
Okay, so in like Cooking for One, Pair of You, especially Cooking for One, I feel like a lot of the lyrics are about like what you want or what you desire.
Yes.
And how like the love that you're experiencing like in that moment isn't really the right type, or like maybe the relationship isn't satisfied. What is it that you are looking for when it comes to love?
Funnily enough, so a thing that everyone knows about me is that like I don't date. And I've never been in a relationship. My goal is 1 date a year. That's my amazing goal. And I have done that just to like practice. But for me, I'm just like, it's like for me, it's like a best friend that I then fall like, and someone that you can like connect with and someone that you can be very vulnerable with, but is also just like, I think for me, because I've done stuff a lot by myself, that I've gained a lot of just like trust in myself and comfortability, that I'm also, we're like a lot with the relationships, we sometimes get too comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like also being able to be your own person and be
like,
separate.
are you afraid of like establishing like codependency almost?
Yes.
Okay. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I 100% get that.
One of my goals for 2024 is to be more outgoing. So maybe I'll just like...
You say as like you're like a performer?
No, more of like, because I do a lot of stuff by myself and I'm very comfortable with doing things myself, but I'm very awkward in situations where it's more than 2 people. And like I usually avoid going to those type of things, or I always like to hang out with people one-on-one, and I just don't like groups or like being really like spontaneous sometimes. So I'm trying to just be more outgoing and do things in more larger group settings. So you want to go on a group date then? But yeah, usually like more than 3 people, I'm like, I don't want to, like I get really awkward and really like uncomfortable just because I'm not good in those situations, but I'm trying to be more outgoing.
Wait, what are your 2024 resolutions then? Are you the type of person to do
Not
that?
really. The main thing is to be more outgoing and be more direct.
Okay.
In my like direction of things, or just when talking to people, and not be afraid to just like say how I feel. So that's the big ones.
I guess like in the same vein, for your music and your career, what is it that you like are waiting for or wanting or seeking?
With music, for me, the biggest thing I want is to have like it's not like growing as fast as possible, but like building like a very strong foundation and like a core community and fan base. So my goal is just to kind of create like a well-rounded and just like nice tight-knit community. And also a big thing I want is, I've never done like a headline show. I don't know like what my fans look like, or just like I've never visualized that before. So
yeah, like you see what other people's fans are like and you're like, I can adopt you.
Yeah.
But you don't know like what the core looks like.
So I really want to do that, and I think it'll be a very fulfilling moment, but I'm also scared to do that.
Well, Cobb Stand though, which you are the host of, I guess you're not performing, so it's not like you're headlining either.
Yeah. So it's more, Cobb Stand's definitely more of like a curation one where we can like bring people in and create a community and just like have people together, which does like, sometimes a lot of people are fans of me that do come, but I haven't experienced the like me sing a song and like seeing like people know it, or like that. When I see that, like some people in the crowd, when I open for people, I'm like, whoa. But I haven't experienced that in like
the masses.
The mass setting, which will be very grateful for when it comes. But yeah, that's like a big thing that I've been thinking about for a while, but I'm not gonna rush it.
You're like, I'll let it have its natural flow then.
Yes. And like for me, it's like a lot of friends who are artists, so it's important to celebrate them, but sometimes on the inside you're like, oh, why am I not catching up, or why am I not in the same position? But I think like the community that you surround yourself with, if they're very supportive, then it's like no matter where you are, everyone will be happy and celebrate. So finding the balance.
How did you decide like who to have in the cob stand like performances then?
Most of the artists I'm like personally fans of myself, and I've been like, especially I think with any form of interest, creative or whatever like field of work, I think it's important to have a community to just like relate to and like talk to people about. I didn't have a lot of artist friends, so I wanted to create a community where artists can just like talk to each other and also like create friendships, and especially most of them are independent artists, so I just reached out to them, and then now they met other artists, and then now we can like talk or whatever now, or like just support each other. So yeah, just being personal fans of them is how I...
Yeah, and you mentioned with another magazine that asked you about cob stand, the most fulfilling thing that you got from it was that like people who attended alone would come away with like new friends.
Yes, that's my happiest when I see that.
Your happiest.
Yeah, because I made cob stand because when I moved around a lot, it was hard to find community, so I just wanted to be the catalyst to create that. And it's fun when people are like really nervous going in, but then after they're like talking to someone at the end, which is really nice.
Like going back to Cooking for One though, you sing that you're leaving on an empty stomach, yet in the music video there are 3 of you eating. What are you trying to say?
In that video, the song, we wrote that based on a conversation about the food displays.
Oh, like the plastic ones?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was a conversation about that, and then we wrote Cooking for One. And it was about how a manager or someone who owns this restaurant has these amazing Japanese food displays, and they're like, oh my god, everyone's gonna come eat at my restaurant. And then this person comes, and the food's actually not good. So they use that to lure people in. And it's a person who's going to eat by themselves and like treating themselves. And they go and they're like, oh my god, this looks so good. And then they get fooled. And they're like, manager, I've been fooled, I'm so upset. And then they're like, wait, I can cook this myself. And it's about like the joy of doing that yourself, and then enjoying the process of actually cooking for yourself and like going through things. And then cooking for yourself, I had like 3 people, because it's like when you're by yourself sometimes it's lonely, but in reality it's like you have like friends like eating with you.
Do you try to make spaces where other people can connect, because when you're moving around you weren't able to do that for yourself?
Yes.
Oh, so definitely. Like comes from a place of like you don't want other people to go through.
Yes, and I think it's like very difficult, especially in just bigger cities or anywhere, but yeah, especially because I don't like parties or bars or like things like that where a lot of people do come together. Yeah, because I like to avoid those. So I wanted to create a space where someone just alone or who feels very nervous in those spaces can just feel like they can come in and feel like the space is safe.
Especially because it's centered around food and music too. Like those are both very welcoming aspects.
And it's not like where you need to talk. You don't have to talk to someone if you don't want to, but like for example, music, you just sit and watch, or food, you just eat. And like if you want to talk to people, you can. It's a space to welcome people, but if you don't want to, it's also okay, and just you can enjoy the food or music.
Yeah, like if somebody shows up alone, they can also leave alone if they want. Does food represent love to you then?
Definitely.
Okay.
My favorite thing to go is like eat out, and I think like a big thing would be like going out to eat with family or trying new spots and like reviewing them like secretly. And, like,
are you like a harsh critic when you
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You were in choir in middle school and high school, and then you took a songwriting class at the new school.
Yes.
Do you remember the first lyrics that you ever wrote?
I remember in middle school I wrote this song. Wait, I forgot. It was like me and you in the pouring rain, like something like stupid like that.
The fact that you remember that, that's impressive though.
Yeah.
How do you get the stage name Fig?
To be completely honest, I just didn't want my name, so I just chose that. But then my brother was like, my name's Faye, so then he was like, it could mean Faye is gross, or like Faye is good, or Faye is like whatever G word I could use.
Oh.
And then I just kind of say that now. And it's like really stupid.
Do people in your like personal life ever call you Fig instead of Fig?
No.
Oh, okay.
Try to keep it separate.
Yeah, you want to have the difference. So after working on a few lo-fi tracks and then releasing a few singles, you mentioned some of the struggle was in finding your sound or your identity as an artist.
Yes.
And now that you've like gone on like tours with Tiffany Day and Deruve and Grent Perez, like do you feel like you have a better latch on who you are as an artist?
I think I definitely have a better understanding of what I am as an artist. I used to love lo-fi, but I was like, wait, this is not really my vibe. And I think my vibe is, I always like to say, like, I like to make music that people can frolic to in like in a field or something like that. And that feeling of like being free, like a kid, and now experimenting with like indie pop, adding like R&B elements, and like I feel as though just being more fluid with what I can do. So yeah, definitely on tour, I've kind of experienced what my vibe is like, and just like experiencing what the last tour I went on with Grent Perez was like a really huge eye-opening tour, because I've looked up to him since high school, and he's been on my like number one person to tour with and meet for the longest time, because I just like relate to him so much, and his vibe being so carefree. And I was like, wait, this is like so similar, and like the way he does it in such a big scale like made me really look up to him and be like something that I could potentially just like what could be in the future. He's definitely what I think like my fans would potentially look like, and his fans are like feral and like obsessed with him, but like in not a creepy
so you want
way.
that. Not
a creepy way, but they're all like, you can tell like his community is tight. And they're fans of not just like his music, but him and like the community that he like brings together, which I really like looked up to, and I was like, wow, like all these people just like are making friends, and also just like love like the community was amazing. And yeah, we were just also treated really well, and like they were very respectful. And also I ate so much food on tour. My dad won me on tour. He was my tour manager, and he sold my merch, and it was like really epic.
So the fluke, the artwork is of you dropping a bagel and contemplating your life decisions. You say that a lot of your songs are about looking at life from a different perspective, like the way a kid looks at stuff. So what was your favorite thing about being a kid, or like in your childhood? And then your favorite childhood snack.
So this is my favorite snack. I think this is a Thai company from Thailand. It is Tak Kanoi. And it's a seaweed. I've been eating this since I was a child, and I've eaten so much where like I ate like 10 bags once, and I was in a hotel
room in one city
in Singapore, and I threw up like all over. That's how much I love it. But it's just like crispy seaweed, and it's very good. But yeah, with being a kid, I think because I moved around a lot, it was difficult to adapt, but I think just making the most of things and seeing things in like a very like, look at that kid. It's just like they're very freeing, and a lot of things that I think as we grow older we add a lot. Life is complex, and as we grow, we like the complexities grow, but trying to sometimes like step out of that sometimes is like refreshing, and I think that's why I always try to embody it when I think myself back as a kid, and try to like remember how I felt, and I try to do that in everyday life, and also through music. So yeah. Do you want one?
Sure, yeah. Is there anybody that you want to collaborate with in 2024?
Yuna.
Or is that a secret? Oh, okay.
I think because she's like a pioneer, and I'd love to just, maybe I don't need to make music with her, but I just love to talk to her and just how she feels about the music now, and how like she's been inspired so many like Southeast Asian kids to make music, and how she feels it now as an artist and like slightly older, and how she sees the landscape. Yeah, there's music people. There's also like video people and photo people I'd love to work with one day, because I think now it's like it's really cool to just like create like the whole visual thing. So we'll see how things go, but yeah.
Well, speaking of collaborations, so we're going to close the show here with a request from Brandon, also known as St. Louis, from Junior Isioma and the Celestials.
Bestie.
So, yeah, he literally came up earlier with the Seeking for Connection thing. But he has a request for a jingle from you, and he wrote 3, so you can choose. The first one is writing a jingle about dim sum and a human that fell in love with each other, but due to the nature of humans and food, it ends in a tragedy. And this is basically gonna be like 1 or 2 stanzas. We're not looking for a whole ass like chorus and everything. Second one, write a jingle about happiness using the theme from a Studio Ghibli movie, or write your life using a Ghibli movie theme or character.
Let me think about this.
And the music, the instrument is going to be the corn container. So you could shake it, or you could like...
I want you to play the drums for me.
Okay, I will. I don't think I'll be very good at it, but we'll try. What beat do you want? You can come up with it on the fly, or do you want to write the lyrics
Let's
down?
do it on the fly.
Okay. Let's see. You have to go. I'm not a musician. I can't keep this up forever.
Okay.
Okay.
Da, da, da. Me and you pouring through the rain. I feel we were through things that suddenly changed. Oh, I know. Last night, you told me last night, times were tough and I came through that night for the last time, and I take what you said roughly. We were only 2 that night. In the dim sum shop, I tried my best to tell you all the things that I got. Maybe I've been wrong, but that's past now, in the past now, and I'll remember that time we met.
In the dim sum.
In the dim sum shop.
Amazing jingle.
Yes, this is my thing.
I could not keep the beat up, bro. But I'm not a musician, so it's fine. I love how I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like force Fig to like create a song, and you're like, well, no, I'm also gonna make
Yeah.
I was like, beautiful artwork.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yay!